ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗೆ ಪರಿಹಾರ ಏನಾದರೂ ಕೊಡ್ರಿ ಬಾಬು ಸರ್, ಏನಾದರೂ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗೆ ಪರಿಹಾರ ಕೊಡ್ರಿ ಅಂದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಲೋ 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 ಯಪ್ಪ ಸೌಂಡ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಈಗ? ಸರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ತೋರಿಸೋದು ಸರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಬರ್ತಾ ಆ ಮುಂಚೆ
Hello, hello. Good afternoon to one and all present here. I'm Nisha SK, Assistant Professor in Department of CSE Data Science, and it is my privilege to extend a warm welcome to you all for this faculty development program on writing ingenious research and funding proposals. Writing research and funding strategic process that blends creativity, clarity, and persuasive communication. It begins with identifying a critical problem or research gap, followed by presenting a novel and viable solution. Crafting such proposals requires not only technical expertise, but also the ability to anticipate and address the needs and expectations of funding bodies to secure support. Today, we all have gathered here to learn and gain valuable insights from our esteemed speaker. First and foremost, I would like to extend a heartfelt welcome to our resource person, Professor Ravi Shankar sir, for gracing this event with his presence. I request Dr. Shant Kumar B. Patil sir to welcome him to the event. For gracing this event with his presence, I request Dr. Shant Kumar B. Patil sir to welcome him to the event. For gracing this event with his presence, I request Dr. Shant Kumar B. Patil sir to welcome him to the event. A warm welcome as well to Dr. Shant Kumar B. Patil sir, Professor and Associate Dean of Research, for his presence and for fostering an environment that enables us to engage in this enlightening sessions. I welcome you, sir. I also welcome Dr. Vinod Desai, Associate Professor, Department of CSE. I welcome HODs of various departments and my fellow faculties. Now, it is my great pleasure to introduce our distinguished speaker, Professor Ravi Shankar sir. With over 25 years of multifaceted experience in research, development, and technical innovation, Professor Ravi Shankar sir has made significant contributions as an honorary advisor, R&D consultant, and technical expert, working closely with various Karnataka state government ministries and internal organizations. His expertise spans government lobbying, international relations, project management, and technology development. As a former head of R&D at the Indian Research Network and director at the Indo-Korean Science and Technology Center, Professor Ravi Shankar sir has led groundbreaking projects in areas like FPGA platforms, intelligent traffic systems, and digital communication. His work has facilitated bilateral cooperation and technology transfers between nations, and he has been a keynote speaker all over 240 technical events. Professor Ravi Shankar sir holds an MTech in Industrial Electronics and BE in Electronics and Communications, and he is an esteemed member at IEEE and IET. Today, he will share his insights and experiences that have shaped the technology landscape in India and beyond. Hearty welcome to you, sir, again. Without further ado, I now hand over the session to Professor Ravi Shankar sir. Hearty welcome to you, sir, again. Thank you, sir. Without further ado, I now hand over the session to Professor Ravi Shankar sir. Hearty welcome to you, sir, again. Thank you, sir. Without further ado, I now hand over the session to Professor Ravi Shankar sir. Hearty welcome to you, sir, again. Thank you, sir. Without further ado, I now hand over the session to Professor Ravi Shankar sir. Hearty welcome to you, sir, again. Thank you, sir. Without further ado,
so good afternoon all. Kelese. I welcome you all to this faculty development program, right? Yeah, on how to write good proposals which will go for funding from government bodies and things. So I am Ravi Shankar, and this is my presentation agenda for the day. So I'll give some brief introduction of myself, so which will tell you about why I have been called here to speak on this occasion. And after that, this presentation covers what is the latest happening in R&D with respect to India post-budget 2024-25. We can also see what are the R&D activities scenario happening in India as of now, some news headlines and things like that. After that, I will get into a little about major funding agencies which are available for researchers to write proposals, then popular funding schemes. Then I'll also give you some, I have some 15 selected proposals which I got it for this presentation. I will show you those. I can't show you how to write the proposal here, but I can at least show you how that proposal was made, and I can tell you about that. Some 15 case studies are there with me, both proposal as well as presentation, so which I'll share it with you, means I'll share with you. After that, we can have question and answers, and I would say this type of program, we should have more of one-to-one interaction, basically because each person's research problem is different from another. There is no general COVID vaccine type of a solution, like give everybody same solution. So research is more a person to person problem. So a lot of variations will be there. Even domain also, I would say electronics proposals may go in a different way. Of course, the fundamentals are same. The items to be written in the proposal is same. But the way we approach in electronics is different, computer science is different, mechanical and other branches it is different. So my expertise is in electronics and communications. So last 25 years I worked on research into this domain, especially into VLSI, FPGAs, smart sensors, instrumentation, test and measurements, systems, of course communication and things. Yeah, so recently I've been appointed as advisor, R&D advisor for VTU. So I have to help VTU get some R&D projects from Delhi, like Idea Labs. And we are also proposing to plan and get a railway research center, institute at VTU campus, which means like all IITs, 4 directions, right? North, south, east, west, they have railway research institutes like IIT, Chennai, Kharagpur, Kanpur and all that. Mumbai University recently got railway research center. So from VTU we want to try with our minister, Somanaji is there now as Deputy Minister for Railways. So we hope we can leverage his connection with Karnataka and we can do something big for Karnataka. So this happened maybe a month back. So I've been told to promote R&D activities in all the engineering, 150, 200 engineering colleges of VTU. So as a part of this, this is also another event where I am speaking. Yeah, next slide. So this was the National Skill Development Council meeting was there. All 150 college principals attended last month. So it was that. So that is my contact there. I have shared with our Dr. Patil, Shantkumar Patil, so he will give it to you. All the slides also will be shared with you. So this is my contact. Next. My relationship with VTU goes back to 2015. So I think Dr. Mahesh Appa was Vice Chancellor then. We had an international conference. I think the people here are from Malaysia. Okay, so I got them from Malaysia for this event. It was a HST conference, Higher Education, Technical Education Conference, with some industry people also there, Honeywell, Bosch, and this is FICCI Industry Association. Okay, so that time we did a program there, and that side is, it was a 2019 conference at GSSS, Mysore. I am with IEEE Asia chairman there. So I was a reviewer, paper reviewer in electronics stream there. So yeah. Can you go back? Yeah, hold it. I actually worked with DST for 6 years in International Cooperation Division. In fact, the division also, some slides are coming up there. So where what they do is they have a joint, research fund. Equal contribution done by India, equal contribution done by other countries. India is having collaboration with 80 plus countries. So it is available in the DST website. Of that, active collaborations may be close to 10 or 15. So out of the 3 I have listed in my presentation that will anyway come to know. I worked there in 6 countries for 6 years between 2008 to 2014. Like Thailand, Singapore, Ivory Coast, then Korea and all that. Korea was the last collaboration I worked with, so which was what was mentioned in my profile. Okay, so after that I have been working with state government now for last 10 years. wherein I worked with Industry Ministry most of the times, and Science and Technology, VGST, then Labor Department also for some time, and IT also, IT Department, in Information Technology also for some time. Okay, so with that background, with my 24 years of experience with working with institutions like ISRO, DRDO, ADA, ADE, and all that. So I have also worked with funding agency where I was in charge of giving funds to researchers. Means all the proposals whatever submitted by people has to be screened and reviewed and all that. Normally what happens in a funded project is there will be a committee of experts, especially if you look at the schemes which I show you. Normally one representative from each state will be there. 15 to 20 people will be there in the committees. So who will review the proposals, and jointly they will take a decision based on voting as to who has to be funded. So I'll tell you that in the due course of a presentation. So we'll get into, to start with what is happening in industry, in R&D with respect to India. There are some major headlines. So this already we would have seen most of you, but just to, keep up with the research spirit or enthusiasm or what is happening around us in terms of R&D, I'm just giving you only news with respect to India. Many things are happening, both positive and negative. So here in the business standard recently, I think this is on September 3rd. So they are telling India's, that is yesterday, right? So India's private sector is not spending more on R&D. So as far as India goes, as much as I know, India is more a service-oriented economy. So you have a service industry boom going on right now. Mic is there? Okay. Yeah, service industry boom is there. So India is trying to get more into manufacturing and more into R&D. But manufacturing is given a big push by this Atmanirbhar India and all that. And even a lot of projects for MSMEs and all startups, stand-up and all is coming up, has already come up. So, but still, India as MNCs or private companies look at, so they don't see India as a potential hub for research and development. Even the companies like Infosys, TCS and all that, you have a big IT revolution going on. But there also it is more of a services rather than, or even BPO and things like rather than R&D. So research and development India is still yet to pick up, and reasons also I'll tell you why it's not doing well. It's not doing so well in R&D. Okay, that's why I think the another headline says why India needs R&D push. So research and development, I think huge push is required. I'll tell you how the push can come from in the course of this presentation. Next. Okay, this is some statistics in terms of how R&D grew in last 10 years. Okay. And there is also a statement by our Secretary of Department of Science and Technology, means DST, Abhay Karnitkar. He says that India has to spend 3 to 4% of GDP if it has to become a force in research and development. But as of now, they are spending less than 1%, which is not really a good situation. This is in terms of R&D outcome. So what is the R&D intensity, patents, publications, and PhDs employed on board and things like that. So still it is going slow, not compared to developed countries. Next. Yeah. India's R&D crisis is a product of business class lack of ambition. So here what they say is Indian business class, means basically if you talk about the major business houses, in India you have Tatas, Birlas, Ambanis, Adanis, etc., right? The, the Indian companies. So there also a lot of, this lack of interest in R&D, means, yeah. Hello? Yeah. So there's a lack of interest on yeah, there is a lack of interest on research and development. Yeah, basically because the there is no government policy on that. In fact, I was part of R&D policy drafting with respect to Karnataka government, so which was first of its kind. Last year we got out the policy. It is available in the website. So policy itself is not there. So you can imagine how the now yes, okay. If the policy is not in place, so people will have what to follow type of a thing, situation. Next. This is other information with respect to what is the percentage of GDP spent by other countries. You can see here, Israel being a small country, today it is it's engaged in war with almost all the neighbors, right? Almost 8 to 10 countries it is engaging, including Iran, Palestine, and Sudan, Jordan, many countries like that. So there the R&D expenditure is 5.7% of GDP, means national economy. US is at 3.47. So India is, you can see here. So it is pathetic at 0.64%. So that has to change, right? So Israel is at 5.7 on where we are. We are not even 10% of that. Yeah. So as we sow, so we reap. Means whatever we do, we have to face the consequence. So yeah, government policy, expenditure, budgeting is not there. So that is also a reason why Indian R&D has not really taken off compared to other countries. Okay, next. I think some good news is there in terms of individual efforts and things like that. You can see here, so that's a big news. 40,000 PhDs are awarded, or people have got PhDs recently. And in fact, slogan also is there now, Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, Jai Vignan also is there. So Vignan means again push for R&D. Okay, and here also a big thing.
Sir, pointer and
Pointer is it? You can see here. So 3 lakh publications in 2022. So this is a big thing. So research outcome is in terms of mostly patents or publications. So publication is a starting point for all the research and development activities. Next. So actually in India, the R&D activity was monopolized by public sectors like ITI, CDAC, BL, BHEL and all that. Yeah, even railways also is tightly held by government. Now it is trying to privatize. So now government is trying to push more of autonomous R&D labs, which means some privatization is going to happen in R&D. Captive research and development laboratory is available in terms of companies having their own R&D setup in India. Many of them are there. Yeah. So you can see here in terms of R&D, DRDO itself is around 30% of R&D activities. Space is 18%. All this is taken up by government only. So that hardly leaves 15-20% space for private parties. And here you can see in terms of budgetary provisions, some 1 lakh crores first time I think they have allocated for R&D activities in budget 24-25. So that will also give you a push for R&D activity. These are some headlines with respect to recent headlines with respect to R&D activities happening with institutions, colleges and all that. So Mercedes-Benz is setting up something. This is maybe yesterday night, like yesterday news, 2 hours before I got the news. So some centers they are trying to build up. PS Engineering College is setting up something with IAF. They signed some MOU. I think your college also here has SVIT, they also signed up with railways and all in a big way. I saw some projects going on. And this is a railway university is there. It's in Gujarat. So they signed up something with Airbus. So these are some collaborations. I think more such collaboration should happen. So which will only give push to R&Ds. Okay. Even getting funding is also this is also a method of getting funding. Means one, you can write proposals, answer the calls. Means whenever government calls for proposal in newspapers or websites, you can see. Otherwise, the college or institution can sign up some agreements, so or MOUs. So as per that agreement and MOU also, many projects can be transferred or taken up. This is in fact a easy and concrete way and long-term measure in terms of getting projects from institute, from outside, from industry or government. This is also another recent announcement with respect to semiconductors. Because I am more into this area, so I got some. So 3,300 crores they are investing for semiconductor facilities, fabrication facilities. So I think very few countries in the world have, fabrication facilities. It requires a lot of investment and recurring expense is more. Setting up fab is okay, one-time investment, but almost 20 to 30% of this money will be spent to maintain it or to upgrade the technology or something. So this is a big challenge. In fact, this is the reason why India didn't have fabrication facilities, many fabrication facilities. I think one long back they had some, I think during the time of Rajiv Gandhi as Prime Minister, I think and Sam Petroda was some technology minister. That time they got this in Chandigarh semiconductors specialty complex or something in Chandigarh they got. But that was a very old fab as of now and not working. It is defunct. But now again, I think our Prime Minister has taken some initiatives, collaborating with some companies abroad, Taiwan basically, mostly. Most of them will be Taiwan or Korea and things like that, or Japanese companies. So this is the initial investment, and he says, I think 60 lakh ICs will be produced per day. In fact, globally, if you ask me, there is a big crisis going on with respect to semiconductors. I think there is a severe shortage of processors, especially with respect to automobile industry. And that will also that is also hitting many products like rollout of mobile phones, smartphones, new smartphones, or even new Apple 15 or 16, whatever version, latest version is coming up. They are all held up because of lack of supply of semiconductors. So this need to be addressed. That's I think Government of India is trying to address that with respect to at least domestic consumption with respect to India should be addressed from India only, like made in India or made for India. So this is an initiative by government. This is something with respect to other countries in terms of percentage of GDP and how much they spend on research and development. So this is just a figure. So up to there are countries spending up to 6%, and India is spending less than 1%. So 0 to 1%. Next. This is with respect to India in terms of in 2019, I think during COVID or that time the other allocations were not there. Research development, lot of spending was done, but after that it has become flat. It has come down. I think here it is there. I think type of expenditure which government has done. Next. This is expenditure done by various headers like central government, state government and all. In terms of percentage, so central government is spending more than state governments or private sector. After that, the state governments. So private has to do more, and government both have to do more, increase their investment. This is a 2021 figure, 2020. This is the latest available on the government website. So this is the place where you get all this information in terms of what is happening. Next. These are also there. You can see private and distribution of R&D activities. So here you can see universities is here. So it's at 11%. So this also need to ramp up. So as of now, private sector is doing most of the R&D. Center state followed by that, and universities are above state or above center. Can you go back? I think total R&D institution is almost 8,000, around that. So it has to increase. Next. This, okay, next. These are some statistics in terms of, okay, yeah, this will be important because you will know who are the major research players in terms of last 20 years in India. So DRDO is the most active research is done by them. After that, all the other people. Space is there. Atomic energy, ICAR, CSIR. Yeah, these are the major funding agencies. This should be of interest to you. I just consolidated. See, there are international agencies also where you can seek funds. Most of the people I have seen mostly will try to seek funds from government institutions. This is central government. This is state government. Okay, most of the people try to go here or here. Very few people know about this. But many of these, what happens is you have to mostly collaborate with other country researchers. Suppose example, you want to work with any of these, let us say, by international cooperation with them. You have to identify one person of your domain who has done more publications in the same area of research of yours. Then you have to write a joint proposal. Then those funds are easy to get. So both of you will get equal funds and you can go ahead. So this is one I think you people should try more. It's easier to get rather than this. Here it is almost like I would say any fund call, either VGST or DST or any ACT fund. Only 10% institutions will get, which means I'll give you an example. Let us say SERB recently had a call, I think March or April. Let us say from Karnataka, let us say there are some 200 people who have submitted proposals. I think only 10%, like 20%, 20 colleges or institutions or 20% will get funds. Okay, so remaining 180 may not get. So this will lead to a lot of frustration in terms of not getting funds. And that will discourage applying for next time also. Okay, so I would say this here the competition will not be that much. So it will be 1 out of 5, 1 out of 5 type of a thing. Or even many times not many would have applied, only you apply, you get it type of a thing. So it is more easier here rather than here. I'll also tell you some other thing also I mentioned, related ministry about and concerned ministry and all that. So there also there is some fund available, but they don't call in newspapers for this. I'll tell you in the end about how to get these things. Pardon? Previously? MP, yeah, your local MP, local area development, they can give fund, yeah. Yes. You write as a proposal, you get the one IAS officer secretary will be there, principal secretary will approve. That is easier actually to get rather than DST or anything. Yeah, but normally what happens, it should be useful to their constituency. Example, MP in Bangalore South, so it should get it to Bangalore South. North means North, Central. Now that area, parliamentary constituency, it should help those people. You have to make such project proposal. I'll give you a tip on, I'll spend time on that, how to focus and how to get those funds. Okay. These slides will be shared with you, don't worry. Okay. These are the summary of I would say the most sought after, most popular funds, popular funding schemes. So if you talk about ACT, VGST, SERB and DST, I put all the schemes, whatever is available. And these scheme documents also in brief, I'll just show you. So run through it. So you people can just have a look at it. So this should be of interest to you. From here, I think it is more of how to get funding, what type of projects are there. It will be interesting. Next. Yeah, so this is almost DST and VGST both have fetched like same name of fund. Here again level A, B, C, D they have made. So depending on what do you call, already what type of fund you have got or how many years of expertise you have or you have, with whom you collaborate and all that. Okay, so this is for academic institutions. Level A is for academic institutions who are running PG courses. This is colleges with basic R&D department. Little higher means which is doing contemporary R&D. Basic R&D is there. This is higher level, little higher level. This is distinguished. Distinguished means like your IITs or IISs means much more focused work, high-end work or patentable work and things like that. So there the amount of funding is more. Here 5 crores, it is 10 crores. So initially it will be 1.5 crores. So various things are there here. And first is 1.5 crores level A. Level B is 3 crores. And the period is around 5 years, most of them or all of them. The duration of the project. Okay. Next. I think here I mentioned it here. So what is that level A level? The 4 levels are there. Next. These are some of the what do you call approved beneficiaries, means who got the funds recently of that project. So these are some of the results of proposals recommended for support, FIST. So there is one more list in the website if you go and see. Not supported means rejected. Selected proposals also they have shown. Rejected proposals also they have listed. So RTI, no? Right to information. So they have to give information for why this is selected, why this is not selected. So all that is available in. This is the application number. This is the institution. So like that. All over India they would have applied. I have just taken the engineering. There is science also, chemistry, physics and all. Many things are there, life sciences and all. But I have taken only engineering, just to give a snapshot of what to see, where to see. Next. Yeah, these are the engineering service, engineering sciences. All these institutions are approved FIST funds. Level B is the level B here. All this. Next. Next. There is one more project which is called PERS, so promotion of university research, things like that. In 2020, they restructured it. I think here you can see some H index and all they are talking, NIRF ranking, means selection criteria for university. So this also you need to take care. I have made a specific in the presentation end of it, summary slides. I have made what is that some checklist or criteria for selection of universities or colleges, selection for individual also. I have made both the list. I have more or less covered all the points except one or two which I will tell in the presentation. So this is an important, see a lot of what do you call, background is required or to get a fund. So yeah, next. I'll tell you that in detail. Next slide. This is various states which have taken PERS. So this is how it is, 14 universities in 2009-10. So now it is 30, then many things are 2024 universities are supported. This is actually a university fund, not an individual. So it comes for universities. So in Karnataka also all these universities are got. Bangalore University, Karnataka University, Bangalore, Mysore. And Agriculture Science, Hebbal, University of Agriculture. Next. Yeah. This is international S&T cooperation, which is what I was telling you, right? This is where I worked actually in DST as a director for around 6 years. So all these countries have collaboration with India, and they have a joint research fund. So you can go to that DST website for international projects. Then you can, the only criteria here is you have to tie up with somebody of the other country, which who is doing research in the same domain. So that is the only criteria. After that, things will be easier. I think now Africa also is collaborating in this. This also I was part of it when it started. Because the African countries, they are economically backward. So individually they don't have funds. So they made a group or consortium and then they collaborated with India. So many countries together with one fund with India. So Africa, entire Africa will be represented by one fund, India and Africa initiative. Next. These are three very active bilateral cooperation things going on, Indo-French. In fact, Indian space capabilities, ISRO, right, developed cryogenic, PSLV, GSLV, all that, is only because of this, the Indo-France collaboration. France gave technology transfer. A lot of technologies came to India free of cost. So I think thanks to our former president, late Abdul Kalam ji, and CNR Rao and all, many people worked out for this collaboration. So these three are little cash-rich collaborations also. Cash-rich means huge funds are there, easy to get. So you people just can focus on this. Their center, Indo-German is in Bangalore only, I think. I think near Dairy Circle or Koramangala somewhere there, earlier. So India-US is in Delhi, I think, this one. So Indo-French IFTA is there in Bangalore. One office is there. Indo-French Trade Association or something. Trade Alliance or Trade IFTA they call it. So that is there. Through them you can connect to them. So you can focus on these three collaborations for easy international funding. Next. Okay, so this is with respect to our state government VGS programs. So what are the schemes available, just mentioned. So grant for excellence, research excellence. So up to 40 lakhs, 2 years. So first year is 25 and second year is 20. Next. So this is again FIST. So duration 2 lakhs and 20 lakhs. There also two levels are there, level and level. So one is 30 lakhs and another is 20 lakhs. This is individual early career research award. It's for young researchers. So they get some seed money. So duration is 2 years and 10 lakhs. So individually somebody is doing a research or PhD. It's maybe like a fellowship only. So then faculty development programs are also there, which now one of you are attending. So around 3 lakhs there. Now organizing 4 days. Award for outstanding research publications. This one of my friend got. He works in Mitte. Last year he got. If the journal whatever is of the highest, you have this Q1, Q2, Q3 ranking is there these days. So somebody is doing a Q1 or Q2 and apply for that, and then they'll get some cash and certificates, 25,000. Just to encourage researchers, these programs are there. And one more thing to be noted here is there are some projects in DST which will happen, you can apply throughout the year. Okay, so this is also to be noted. Many people don't know this. So some projects are there which will be for throughout the year. But again here, many of them will be like fellowships, and specific programs will be there, like specific domain like nanoscience, laser optics, specific things will be there. Just to see that whether that called or program matches with your domain, then you can apply for that. So throughout the year also it is there. You can just see in the website. You can search a Google, you can get this. So this is throughout the year you can apply. So no need to wait for the call. Yeah, next. So this is AICT things, AT schemes. So this is about collaborative research scheme, CRS. So the maximum funding is 25 lakhs. Okay, so like that. So various schemes. I think this is maybe under TechUp, this thing I think, scheme. Under TechUp. So TechUp means some selected colleges will be into that program. Okay, next. Faculty development schemes. In AICT there are 3 or 4 headers are there. Faculty develop is separate, infrastructure developer, institution is separate, and yeah, fellowships or young scientists and all that, those schemes are separate. Okay, so this is most famous RPS, Research Promotion Scheme. So here you can see 25 lakh funding maximum. Duration of the project is also 3 years. RPS is one of the most popular among individual researchers. Okay. And maybe little easier to get than SERP. Next. Institutional development schemes are there, which I told you also. This Idea Lab is one of them, where I think it is a partnership fund. So institution has to spend 50%. Like it's a 1.1 crore. So 55 lakh to be spent by institution. 55 lakh government will give. So totally 1.1 crore project. So it is basically to improve the lab equipments or build up new labs, innovation labs and things. So I think right now the call is going on. So here you can see AICT 150 labs they want to give in 2024. 150 is the total all over India. This is the scheme. I think in Karnataka, as much as I heard, 5 to 7 institutions will qualify this year. I am also in one of the committees of screening committees, but not for Karnataka. But I heard from my colleagues that 5 to 8 institutions may get through. Next. Yeah, this is about organizing conference. If somebody wants to organize a national or international conference, so fund is given. Here you can see. See 3 lakhs is given for international conference and 2 lakhs for national conference. Something like that. You can see here. This all PPT slides I'll share, so it will be of a good reference for you. For next. It gives you what are the programs, who can apply, what is the fund, what is the duration. It's about rules of the game. Yeah, this is about ModRaps. This is most oldest fund I would say. It's like a modernization of labs. So even when I was studying, this was there. I think we worked in one of those labs, ModRap labs. I studied in NI myself. So in electronics we did have ModRap labs. So old lab equipments need to be replaced with new lab equipments. So this scheme will help you. So limit of funding is around 20 lakhs here, you can see here. So 20 lakhs and duration is here, I think 2 years. Eligibility is there. Normally institutions they ask for at least 5 years old institutions. So new institutions government don't believe. So they want some stability. So after 5 years means institution will sustain. Some projects will be 10 years existence, but anyway your college is already above 15 years. So it shouldn't matter. You are eligible for all the programs. This is also another very favorite, what do you call, funding as far as researchers goes, individual. I will show you some proposals of also of this, which we recently wrote a couple of years back. And there also a lot of programs are there. So not all of them will be helpful to you. Maybe 3 or 4 which I will mention down the line. I will tell you. SURE is there, that one. SRG, Core Grant, Supra, then Imprint. A few of them will be useful, not all the things. Some programs are only for women only. Some are for specific groups. So this is SURE. Okay, SURE means State University Research Excellence. Maybe it's for setting up research center for excellence and things like that. So research fund is 30 lakhs. Okay. I'll show you a proposal of this when in the case studies when I discuss next. You will understand it more. This is startup research in SRG. So here also it is around 30 years for 2 years. Next. SERP surprise there. So here also it should be. Two years, 3 years. What is the amount of funding? Most of them SERP will be around 30 lakhs, 20 to 30 lakhs type of thing. Yeah, next. This is core research grant. In some schemes, what happens, they will tell you have to collaborate with some companies also. So you have to show some investment from company also. So it will be that. So here the project's up to 80 lakhs. And if you have more than 80 lakh fund, then 50% should be recurring, means they'll be giving in installments. So like that. And here also they are telling, see, national laboratories and research stations should share 50%. Which means 50% you should get from outside, some other company or organization, maybe like as you have railways and all. Other 50% will be given by government. Next. Okay. This is that new scheme which has come out in print like that. They have some themes actually, but in that communication, IT and all is there. So you have to see whether you qualify in that, because this project has only eligible for 10 people, 10 group of researchers. So most of them are non-engineering. I think couple of them are engineering, none of science and all is there. Next. Yeah. So this is the Ministry of Electronics, MIT like that. Here, what happens is for PhD thing, this is a PhD scheme given, some fellowship type of thing is offered. This will be of interest to you. But the thing is, they are given a huge amount to the, I think around 5 lakhs type of a grant is available for doing PhD. I think most of the times it will be given for people doing full-time PhD. They will be given stipend or things like that. Or sometimes even they will be given research support grant also. Other than stipend also they get. So this is that. So this also, people doing PhD, I think it will be of interest. Or if your PhD guides, your students can check out that. I think here it is there. See, full-time PhD candidate stipend is there. And above all that, there is some 5 lakh grant is a support scheme, infrastructure grant. Like you can set up a lab worth 5 lakh per candidate. So this is for guides actually. Guides will get 5 lakh per candidate. Students, PhD students will get stipend. And part-time PhD also you will get 2.5 lakhs. The institutions will get for setting up research support labs. This also most of the people don't know. Scheme is there like that. You try this. I think it will be not much competition maybe there because not many people know also. The duration of the scheme is 5 years. So it will normally cover the part-time PhD also or full-time. Full-time is around 3 years. So part-time is 4 to 6 years. Right? So website link is already given. Next. Okay. So now this how to write. I think this we can take up in the end also. Yeah. Next. I think somewhere slides are a little jumped out. Next slide. Okay. This one I'll just discuss. See, I think coming back to what funding agencies look for in a proposal. So this we are coming into what do you call, how to write a good proposal. So funded project proposal, there are 3 things we look at. When I was director, we were told these 3 things to look at. So this something unique should be there. Something it's like similar to your PhD research. New thing should be there. It should be complex. And most importantly, this one. Most people lose out on this. They don't think about this only. As many proposals I have seen in my career, hundreds of them, people don't look at usefulness. So, example I'll give you. Some good research is done. Example, I reduce some noise in my headphone, noise cancellation or something. How far that will impact like common man or people on there? Because government projects, they will look at implication, social impact on common people, not on elite people or luxury class. So there, this is the deciding factor most of the time. Even though you may not be too big on these 2 things. So this is the biggest thing which will, even though the problem may look very trivial, I'll give you one more example which VGST funded, where I was part of that committee. I think in Mangalore, Tiptur and all that belt, no? So there, I think this Adike Mara, this called palm tree and things like that. Coconut tree, palm trees, that belt is there. So there now, nowadays because of migration from villages to towns and cities, we hardly get manpower. Those who people can climb up the trees and bring down the coconuts and copra and that. So there is the need or the problem there is without using manpower how to get the coconut down. So that was the problem, right? So that is a very useful project as far as project goes. I think one of the colleges, I think it should be Ambedkar Engineering College, I suppose. They came out with some 2 projects. One project was that how to tree climbing robot or something like that, which got funded by VGST. So again, that basically was not big on these 2 things. It's only a robot which can climb up and down the tree. If you limited action, but very useful project. It got through. Compared to a huge thing in terms of, and most of the people also do one more mistake, as I have seen in research, especially on image processing, my experiences. Many engineers do their PhD on image processing and disease detection, most favorite topic, that cancer detection, early detection, and all that many things. There also what I have seen is, it basically that research goes on a benefit or doubt, because the engineer is not a doctor, right? So engineer is an engineer per se. So I am not a doctor. So we take input from hospitals and doctors and then write some proposal, write some solution, write some algorithm, whatever. Right? So there, I think many people take that as a shortcut to do their PhD also, and also a shortcut to apply for funds also. I have seen my experience, most of such projects don't get funded, because there can't be generalization. See, you take an image and you say this person is are likely to go and get a cancer, or will have a cancer after 6 months, 1 year. But that can't be generalized now. It may be one off. The research should be like, you should have taken lakhs of images, lakhs of people, lakhs of data, and then come to conclusion. I have rarely seen people doing that type of a big data analysis and things like that before they arrive at a conclusion. So those projects you should be a little careful while writing, especially on image processing, because the funding agencies are fed up with most of the image-based research and all that. Most of them will replicate or duplicate type of thing. And there is no authenticity, means this is the way out, this will find a way, this is the sure shot way of detecting the disease. So that you be a little careful. So that is that. Next slide. Okay. I think I was telling you about a slide for criteria for selecting funding institutions. So these are some of the criteria, a couple of them also I will add actually. So years of existence, reputation, NARF ranking, accreditations, then delivery of earlier projects. So normally what happens, I have seen, the institutions getting first time funding is very difficult. So because they will not have a track record or anything. And already funded institution is easy to get a fund. So that always helps. So I think it's the first time which barrier is big to break. Financial capabilities, because some projects will have partnership like Idea Labs and all. Some projects where college has to contribute 25%, government will give 70%. Then infrastructure, compliance with it. And apart from this, I think some investigators data also is there. I have not put here. So it is like a profile of the investigator or the person who is in charge of the research work or the project. So that also matters. Or if it is institution, it also means what is the team, how many people are PhD, how many people are into that domain, what is their expertise, and those type of things also come into play. So with respect to institutions. Next. This is selection criteria for individuals. So I put age of the applicant, because most of the time they say 5 years should be there before retirement. So 50, 55 years till you can apply for funds. After that you can become a co-applicant. Principal applicant need to be another person. Then they also look at your profile also, like as a funding agency. So your Google Scholar profile, market, etc. Like what is number of citations you got, what is your H index and all. Then they also look at what is the domain skill you have. Like you put a proposal, do you really have experience or expertise skills for that? So they check that. Because most of the funding agencies work on public amount, right? Public money. So they are answerable to public and with right to information. So anybody can put 10 rupees and then ask any question, any information. So government is answerable for taxpayers' money. So they obviously will be careful before giving the funding. So they also look at history, means already any project has been funded and things like that. So delivery track on that, institution profile. And of course your project related publication citation. One more thing, what I would suggest here for individual with respect to writing proposal or who is writing proposal is, you do a research as a research, not really looking at funding. Funding will happen on the way. So these are prerequisites like related publications, doing preliminary work. If you are doing good preliminary work, so chances of getting funding is more. So that is that. So funding happening or not, also you can go for patents. Next. Okay. So if some, a strategy, if you ask me, you are asking about related ministry, how to get funds. So easiest way would be like this. So conduct an event, conduct a conference on a particular domain. Okay, then apply for proposals. Or most of the times what happens, in the event only you can make minister as chief guest. Then when he comes here, you can have a meeting with him and give the proposal. Then you can go for that open lab. It means you say that you are going to set up lab for that. So this is the easiest strategy to get money from ministry. Each ministry has lot of funds which is not used. So March 31st it will go back most financial year times. So those funds you can using this strategy. Next. Okay, and then you can go back 4-5 slides back. So these are some of the, 1 minute. These are some of the things which I have proposals, but in my laptop I don't know how to connect. No, in my laptop some sample proposals are there, I just want to show. No, 1 minute. Before that, one slide is there, we'll finish that and then we'll go to that one. Or okay, next slide you can, okay, back. No, back. 4-5 slides back you can. How to write proposal, there is one slide. Yeah, back. Yeah, okay. I think this most of the things are known to you, but so typically you can have this as how to write a good proposal. So first look at a domain, so do a domain survey. So open issues are something like unsolved technical problems. So you have to look at, okay, this is the most important slide of this presentation. yeah, please. Okay. Open issues are unsolved technical problems. So it is also called a status of research, present state of research, means present state of that topic or domain, which means what are the problems which are solved and what are the problems which are not solved as far as a particular domain goes. So this is that. So this will give you a lot of enough number of problems. So then you go and gap analysis. Gap analysis is like this. So what other people have done and what I can do. So that is that. This is a gap analysis. Then you identify problem. Then you can do a possible solution analysis. See, one more thing is that this problem identification, most of the funded projects I'll tell you, the solution need not be the best, because who is going to tell you it is over a period of time something. Example I'll tell you. Example, multiplication of two numbers if you take. There are hundreds of methods which have come up, and still hundreds of methods may come also. People are doing research. So now we can't tell which is best, right? So time only will tell, or the application or end user will decide which is best for him, for application. So in funded projects also it is like that. Getting solution is one part, and after that analyzing that solution means benchmarking or comparing is another, it will become another project. So most of the times first try to solve the problem, and if it is a problem already solved, then you can go for optimization. Okay, that is it. Most of the times what I have seen in funded projects, the secret is product type of projects will get funded fast. Means if it is going to lead to a end product to a public, then it will get funded easily. I'll give you some examples when I show you the presentations. Because most of the research, whatever projects I have done, mostly are that into some product environment. Then you have this research. This is the technical part. These are all the outside before the research. So this is research design, how you do that, methodology. And all that. Then experimental infrastructure, what all the things you need. So you have to make a bill of material. Okay, and then this on the technical side, research framework. Then you do a budget estimation. So budget estimation normally is a critical thing because normally what happens, prototype cost will be more, product cost will be less, because once it becomes product, it goes to mass production. Making one PCB, making one of its kind solution will be difficult. So there you should be little careful and have some 30% tolerance, 30-40% tolerance. Don't be like suppose you 10 lakhs, do exactly 10 lakhs about it. Put some 12 lakhs or 13 lakhs type of a thing, like to be on the safer side. Because cost escalation also happens. Product rate may increase. Maybe inflation is at around 5% to 10%. So you have to adapt that also. So be careful there, here, while writing proposal. So any proposal will have two parts. One is the technical part, another is the commercial part. So both have to be carefully drafted. So then here about publishing initial work. Publishing and initial. The initial work whatever done you publish, so it will always help you. That always gives, see why we should publish initial work or survey also is because they think that the agency, funding agency will think that you already started the project. So they will just support you like that. If you are waiting for the fund to happen to publish, then they will think you are not started. So suppose you are the person who is giving fund. To whom you will give fund? To person who already have started or yet to start? Already started. Already, even if you do 10%, 5%, it's better than zero, right? So that is the moral of that story. Okay. So then estimating possible outcome in terms of your social impact, end use, applications, things like that. Then you can make a proposal, make a presentation. So this is how it can be. Okay, then I think I'll just have a couple of minutes break. We will connect our laptop so that, or transfer that data, Many files are there, so can we connect laptop? Yeah, 5 minutes. 5 minutes, just we'll connect the laptop. Then I'll show you the case studies and after that, yeah, that's it. Okay. Maybe that may take some half an hour and after that any question and answers. We will have a small 2 minutes break. Okay. Hello, yeah. This I have consolidated all the programs. Okay, and this will be of very useful information. It tells you what is the amount, what is the duration, and who is the funding agency, what is the fund. If you want, you can take a photo also. This anyway, I'll share it with. Yeah, I'll share. This was done actually today morning by my team. So we wanted everything together at one place. Otherwise, people have difficulty, which is what. Yeah, yeah. MSME also one slide is there, I think. Yeah, yeah. No, you can Google. Actually, it is a collaboration with the industry. Like you have to partner with some company, then government will give fund. I think it is also equal fund, I think. But multi-crore, most of the people get multi-crore fund there only in that. We'll remove this slide. Okay, I'll connect to my laptop. What do you call it? I may need a mouse. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೌಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು ಹೇಳಿ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮೌಸ್ ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ ಮೌಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಅಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಮೈನ್ ಪಾಕೆಟ್ ಹಾಂ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಈಸಿಯರ್. Okay, this all in 2023 people applied for, sir. Here I think it is for some very technology application, cloud and all for agriculture. So you have some profile of the work, what have to be done. There will be some summary. Same way. So you have objectives. Expected outcome. Suitability, where you can use this project. So you have to write the background of the proposal, origin of the proposal. This is international status. Status of work means what status it is. In other country where it is, in terms of that agriculture, how technology is applied, and what is happening in India. You have to, in your survey you have to mention that. So that only you have written. Some reference papers are used. Other people work listed here. National status. The importance of this project in terms of current status. So how this project would impact the country or something, population. It is acting location specific. Work plan. Some framework you give methodology. Some architecture is given. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Time schedules. So here you can see these publications of the people who are doing the work. The infrastructure facility already available in college. This is an important part. Budgetary details. So around 30 lakhs was the maximum fund. So they have adjusted to that. Dayanand Sagar College. Year wise, 3-year projects or 3-year breakup is. And travel budget also. Consumables. Equipment. List of items required for the project. This is a commercial proposal. The first part was technical. This is my biodata. And again, medical diagnostics. This is on image processing. And same way survey is done, the international status of work, national status. Block diagram, implementation strategy, phase 1, phase 2, and this phase 2. This may be a regular image processing. Phase 3. This is a commercial budget details. Travel maybe sometimes we add up travel to Delhi for presentation or travel for collecting data. Sometimes what happens, this medical thing, they went to CMC hospital, Vellore, all that. Like that. So
does it include conference?
conference also you can add. Suppose you are proposing planning a conference, you can add TAD of that also, of delegates. Some time back I saw one proposal where some proposal had it was a medical engineering project, but maximum cost was some buying Innova. They wanted to buy Innova. Now it was a failed project, but we told you use a taxi. They wanted to buy Scorpio. No, not Morazzo. They mentioned 15 lakhs. Like that. No, they didn't have enough material to buy component. Cost was less. To build up to 30 lakhs. So they put instead of travel, they had to travel to villages and all that to collect data. So they they said 3 years they have to travel. So cost will be more than travel. So we'll buy like they didn't allow.
Maybe
Yeah, yeah.
I will submit the proposal.
Yes, yes. I think this is from our Telangana, Hyderabad. So during COVID, they had done something. Okay, COVID time. This is Srinidhi Institute, Hyderabad. So they are. I think they have written less technical, more of other things like some 17 lakhs project. How they do. Server and software licenses, laptops. Some smart campus. I think same Hyderabad College, Telangana. Hmm, 19 lakhs. Sometime what they do now, they take manpower also. So this is stipend, no, 20,000 per month, I think, for 2 years. You can take some assistant also, research associate, who can work for the project full time. That's also possible.
Can we do that for our research scholars?
Means,
For our PhD scholars?
it's good.
Can we consider them like?
No, you let them work on full time, but the approval takes some time. No? Means you have to apply and get approval for that. No, but if you have provision, you can. No. If you normally what happens, the people start working before only. So after 1 year, the stipend will start. Even when we studied, also it was like that. We got M.Tech stipend after 1 year. They gave arrears, but together they will give. You can plan accordingly. I have some proposals, but those are okay. I think what do you call VGST one is there. I think it's KSIT college. I did work with them. So Center for Excellence. Some write up we need. So it has some solar cell, solar wafer. This was the other part. What do you call it? This was where I helped them. So rapid prototype development facility. This didn't get through, but proposal was good actually in terms of Especially student projects. You want to get the prototype faster within 1 month because the project will semester will end in one semester, 3 months, right? 3 to 4 months. So this will be of use, but I didn't get funding. But this is how it was. So PCB design center, FPU center, ASIC verification, assembly component. So these many labs we wanted to set up. So first year, second year, third year. Some you have to give some technical write-up also, budget. Justification for purchase. This is the biggest difficulty. This one, no? Difficult. There's some more proposals which I did for PS also before COVID. Smart interval exchange, smart grid end user utilities at PS Games. So it's on smart grid electrical domain. So one of my friend was the coordinator. At various levels of power grid, no? I mean, at the generation level, at distribution, what is the relevance? Some projects you have to mention, outline of the project, flow diagram, research. See, end of the project, what is the research outcome of this thing? Center of it, all this thing. This also will be a little difficult to anticipate when you start writing. Have a wider vision, you can make maximum coverage in terms of whatever the project is there. It will be useful to maximum people. Budget estimation. Year-wise budget estimation. Year 3. In normally all these project estimate, there will be two things. One is something like capital expenditure, that is buying assets. Another will be buying consumables. But in IT related branches, consumables may not be much. But in non-IT branches, chemical, physics and all, it may be life sciences. So you have more recurring expenses. Technical specification of the equipment, what are required.